Hey guys, we're basically almost the Scorpio lunar eclipse, and it's an intense time. Personally, for me, I feel like a lot of things have been cleared, but there are still some things that, have been left unsaid, and I just feel like a lot of the things that I bring up resonates with a lot of my viewers and a lot of my clients. I'm very in gratitude, full of gratitude that all of my clients, they're very supportive and loving towards me and my face tattoos and what I stand for. Mind you, I have a business website still coming up, should be done by either the end of May or early June. So you can see what that will be all about. New, refreshed, restyled, business page, website. And I just want to talk about a few things. We'll talk about healing, we'll talk about therapy, we'll talk about energies, family karma, family curses, passed on generational curses. Very powerful topics of interest for a lot of people. At the very least, a lot of, people that watch me here on YouTube. So, again, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who are watching, who subscribe, even the jealous people that like to, catch up and watch what I'm doing. Um, because they're just so unsatisfied with who they are that they feel the need to just watch what I do. So congratulations to you, because if it isn't for, people who are jealous of me and who are hating on me and but yet still watching, you allow my channel to grow and for me to be monetized again and make money off you watching me. So I recall a time when my niece it was literally 10 years ago, and she was having a problem. She was about 3 years old. She was having a problem sleeping at night. She would sleep a lot. And here's the thing, because, my mom, she has had serious anger all of her life, where she would wake up in the morning and go to sleep just screaming. And that's just how she's always been. So her heart's been enlarged. She had a stroke due to her anger, and it's like there's peace and she'll just create problems. And my brother never really had balls. He was never really man enough to, take responsibilities in regards to, he would help her out financially and work for her, or the family business, but he was never man enough to, first of all, take care of his own sister when she was a little girl, not even give two shits about her. He would always say, it's not my responsibility. She's not my responsibility. I don't know what kind of brother, but just not a good person, not a good father, not masculine enough, not the only thing he puts his mind to is political things that he would be horrible at anyways, because he's not diplomatic or intelligent in that way. But anyhow, that's not important. The important thing is, I remember her screaming, and she started developing rashes behind her neck, apparently, and on her chest. And at that time, I was a Reiki master, and I remember recalling my mom and my sister-in-law saying how they bought all this, medicated creams. Nothing was working on her for like eczema and rashes. So one day, I decided to take her in and to take her shirt off, and I wanted to see these rashes. So I saw the back of her neck, and when I took her shirt off, I knew immediately that these were curses that either my mom was sending or it was just generational curses that were being sent. You have to understand, babies and children, they're very innocent. So they take on the karma and the bad energy in the family. Okay, they clean it. And I remember I put my hand on my mouth and I said, she's absorbing curses. So I did a nice Reiki session on her, and I cleared all of that within 2 seconds, literally. It wasn't really a Reiki session per se, but it was like using, hand gestures and sigils to remove um, the marking, because there were literal markings on her body, okay, where it looked like bite marks. And I kid you not, she stopped crying immediately, because when I do any type of energy healing on a person, whether it's in person or remote from far, I don't just remove the curse or the karma. I put in love energy. So I cover that energy, the whole, with love intent. What you do after that is up to you. I cannot, there is a thing called undo karma, in a sense of like you don't deserve something, but you're cleaning it up for someone else that does deserve to pay it off because they created it. Now, I've spent years of my life clearing family debt, clearing family curses that had nothing to do with me, and I paid it off. And I realized more than half of them deserved those curses because, number one, they did it to themselves, and number two, they enjoy it and they don't learn. So the more good I would do for them, the more they would just throw evil and dirty deeds and cover up their acts just to get away with it. So after I did that session on her and she stopped crying immediately, literally 3 to 5 days later, the entire rashes went away. She stopped crying at night. And I remember my sister-in-law going, "Oh, Mom John," to my mom. The medication worked. She had no idea that I did that session on her daughter, and I removed it, within 2 seconds. I have this gift to where I can remove curses off people's DNA and energy literally within 2 seconds. Okay? I've done it to my mother on multiple occasions. The very first thing she does, she feels very weak without it. She starts calling in parasites, energies of low vibrational parasites, very weak entities and jinns into her body because she feels powerful when she curses people. So her being balanced and peaceful is not peaceful to her. She feels powerful and strong when there is jinns in her body, and I'm talking lower level jinns. So that went away and she became one of the most loving children I've ever seen, and we would spend so much significant time together. And she learned what love is because I would show her what love is, But my only regret is that, I can't spend quality time with her anymore. And, from time to time, of course, it hurts. And I really hope she watches this as she gets older and understands why I had to leave, because I know she's really hurt and upset with that. And I'm very sorry because I know what it feels like. But there comes a point in a girl's life where, sacrificing herself for how many 30 years with, her mother, her uncle, her father, her grandmothers, they have no respect for me, and me living or being around them is not only crucifying oneself and committing suicide, but just extremely dangerous, okay? So, and she's underage. If she was 18 and over, it would be a different story, but she's still underage, so. But we want to fast forward back into these family curses. So if you're someone who is, whether you're in this New Age community, spiritual community, someone who's gone through past life regression, someone who is trying to clear out or just be better and do better for the generations to come, whether it's in their family, for their kids, their parents, or just wanting to remove obstacles in their family, and they work with ancestor magic or they work with their ancestors, you have to understand something. A lot of the ancestral and family curses that are passed on, you do not have to take on those curses. No. What you want to do is you want to be a better person. You want to do all the self-healing, self-curing for yourself. But I'm going to tell you right now, out of words of wisdom, out of words of experience, don't do what I did. Don't go curing and healing your entire family line, because what I find out and what you're going to find out, that a lot of these curses are there because they create it regularly and they renew it regularly. Just because they are your blood family doesn't mean they truly want the best for you. They may say that they do, but they don't. There are families out there who are very loving, unconditionally, very supportive. I can't say that I've ever had that. Hence why we have to learn, our life lesson is not to please the family anymore. My karma, someone with a south node in Libra and a north node in Aries in the 9th house, is my karma is to stop cleaning up my family's karma. And I guess I stayed 4 years additional. Like, when I was 2014, I was getting ready to go to Prague. And I got attacked instead by a group of these religious fanatics, a group of Israeli, Assyrian, and Azeri people that wanted me fucking dead. They tried to use me for an occult, religious, energetic thing because they knew that the war with Artsakh and Azeris, Armenia, was coming. They knew I was very energetically clean, pure, and very into energy and spirituality and keeping myself, celibate. And they knew I had military experience, and that was a great target for them because they knew there was family issues. And they did what they did, and because of that, I had to stay 4 years. And because I cared about, on top of that, they tried cursing me. And what happened additionally on top of that was my mom's friend or boyfriend who did what he did to me, or he tried to, and to my niece. So of course I stayed 4 years additional. Okay. So I stayed here 4 years additional. And in that 4 years, all I did was put in my affection and love towards giving the best I could to my niece, because she's very similar to me in certain aspects. I'm a Taurus sun. She's a Scorpio sun. And we have similarities in that aspect of independence and wanting to do things our way and not taking things at face value, not believing everything we see. And I just wanted the best for her because I never had that from any of my aunts or uncles, and I just thought to myself, why not be a better person for her? And the truth will come out. The truth will always come out. And the truth has come out. And at the end of the day, everyone has to go to sleep at night knowing what they have done and what they haven't done about anything and everything. We all know at the end of the day, what is the truth? What is the truth in our families? What are the hidden lies and what are not? There's such a thing as taking accountability for the wrongs that people do, but a lot of people don't take accountability, and it's easier for them to blame other people when it was their issue, when it was their fault doing. But eventually those come to light as well. The truths come to light as well. And there is a such thing as divine intervention, divine justice. There's such a thing as karma in a sense of timing. Maybe my understanding of karma is not the same understanding of yours, but whatever you send out eventually does return to you. Timing is not linear. Maybe in the physical world, there's a pattern of a time, and we age and we grow, but eventually the truths get revealed. The same way I found out my uncle was raped. That was revealed. So we got some amazing new beginnings coming up. I'm going to Jordan this month. I'm going to Vanatsor with a friend. I'm going to Dilijan, meeting up with a friend. I'm going to Yerevan, staying with a friend. And then I'm going to Jordan with a group of people who are also Reiki masters and travelers and spiritualists and energy healers. So this is going to be divine. It's all happening for a reason, okay? I want you to understand that it doesn't matter if you have good intentions or bad intentions or anything type of intentions. You do not have the willpower to stop and to prevent a person from living their life purpose and destiny. That is not in your hands. It is not under your control. We are all born with a certain destiny and a life path. Okay? My life path, my life purpose, and I was shown at 17 years old that I'm supposed to live and die here in Armenia. And it happened that way. Even though I tried to pretend like it wasn't going to happen. It did. And I knew it was partially my ancestors that brought me here from the genocide and before that, because a lot of Armenians are facing what they're facing now because of the mistakes that they made hundreds and thousands of years ago, okay? Armenia is a 5 to 6,000, 6,500-year-old culture, nation that is originally Sumerian, before that Indian, but Sumerian. That is how we started as a nation. Haig-Nahabed was from Sumeria, connected to Babylon. During that time, the map, there was only Armenia in Mesopotamia as one of the most ancient countries. None of these new nations existed. And with that being said, the modern time Armenians are not even close to half of what Armenians were back then. And therefore, the modern Armenians have betrayed their ancestors and have betrayed their real true culture and their own women. The Armenian nation back then was always all about putting women first, respecting women, because she was the community healer, the teacher, the family keeper. And now there's absolutely no respect for women at all in this nation and outside of this nation. It's like 99% of Armenian men, with all due respect, without hurting anyone. It's very ugly, you know? But that is also a community karma. It's a family karma. And a lot of it, has gone sour because they still choose to repeatedly play this dirty game and to attack pagans and Armenian original culture and faith and perceive them as no-brainers or sluts, but that's what they are. So with that being said, all these cycles of the past is being cleared. It's being cleared, okay? And all that mentality, religions, they're dying down. They're not going to exist anymore, okay? AI is taking over. So who's going to balance out the world when AI is taking over? It's those energy healers, okay? The people who are into nature, who are into love, self-love. Self-love is the key. That's how you heal the planet. It's through self-love. And when a group of self-healers, self-loving healers get together, that of course, raises the vibration on the planet and balances out all this AI technology and mind control that is taking place on this planet. So this new age, there's no room for religion. There's not going to be a religion. The new religion is basically robotics. It's AI. We're living in a time where there's a lot of grand changes taking place. A lot of things are going to happen in the next 10, 20 years. Okay? There won't be any more Islam, Christianity, or Judaism in the next 80 to 100 years. And there are people out there that say there's no way Islam will be wiped off this planet. Oh, yes, they will be wiped off this planet. There is no room for a religion like that with AI living in it. There's no way that will survive. And you can say that's not possible because, Islamic people are so fanatical. That's okay. Anybody can be fanatical. But once AI takes over and everything is chipped, the only way to balance that out is not Islam, is not a religion. First of all, the Islamic community is only surviving because of the Christian and Judaic communities. Monetarily, financially, globally, the religion itself, the communities itself cannot survive without the idea, the support, the financial means of a Christian community, a Christian church, a Christian nation, and a Judaic one. It's written in the Quran. It cannot survive. So once the Christianity is down, Islam is going down soon after. And on top of that, people are voluntarily allowing their brains and their hands to be chipped. Anyhow, I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm just speaking truths. Just like, nobody talks about all those Armenian women who were crucified like Ishtar and Jesus. The story of Jesus is actually the story of Ishtar. The story of Easter is the story of Ishtar. This goes back to the original Armenian cultural religion. I don't want to call it a religion, I call it culture. Ishtar was part of the Armenian pantheon, since we are originally Sumerian people. Hence why Armenia was the first Christian nation. But instead of it serving Armenia like it once was, ancient Armenia, it's been serving a Judaic concept. Hence why we've lost our true culture, we've lost our true gods, we've lost our true heritage, we've lost our true power, and we've given it to every other nation in the world. But those days are changing, everything is changing, and the only way we can heal our dead ancestors is if we heal ourselves. You don't have to heal your mother, brother, sister. You heal yourself and it works. So I want to say thank you for watching and have a great eclipse. The next 6 months to the next 10 to 2 decades of your life are going to experience some massive, rapid, massive, extreme changes. Hang in there. Stay tight.